How about we watch that starter guide? Let's go have a look and see how A.B.A plays. I, for reference, have already watched this. I watched it in its entirety after I made my reaction because it immediately came out. But we have no time to waste, so let's get to it, shall we? We'll watch it through in its entirety, and then I'll go back through and we'll talk about the special things that I've noticed. Sorry, I have to pretend like I've not seen this. Whoa, that's crazy! Wow! I've been an A.B.A main since First Strike? Yeah, dude. Bro, A.B.A mains are so happy that they're finally going to get to play it for the first time. You think the dodge goes through projectiles? Yeah. I main Jury and plan on playing A.B.A when she comes out. What does that say about me? It means you got good taste. I like how the green hair is meant to represent her jealousy. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I prefer the ginger, personally. I know, Gecko preferring redheads, but I do. I wish they gave us costumes. Maybe one day we'll get an Arcsys game with costumes that isn't Grambler. I like how they blur the Asuka. Like, she is currently fighting Asuka in the background and we can't fucking see it. Cheers, Arcsys. That footage must have been, like, dog ass. That must have been like, we can't use this. We can't use this at all. Anyway, chat room, I got things to say. I got stuff to talk about. To begin with, she has a bar. She is a bar character once again. This is, out of all the characters to get a bar, this does make sense for A.B.A because A.B.A has always been a stance change bar character. The only difference is that this bar works completely differently to how it worked in Plus R. So the way that this works now is you get to control the stance change a lot easier. It used to be, you see this move? This was one of two ways that you used to be able to get into her actual game-winning stance. The other was to use a blood bag, which was a specific resource that A.B.A had. She had about 3 of them. It wasn't about 3 of them. It was 3 of them at the start of every match. And if you wanted to get in immediately, you had to use a blood bag. Now, you can just go in whenever you want. The biggest change as well is to what happens when the bar runs out. If you see here, what happens is it's more like Nago mask off. Everything Roman cancels, like everything slows down as if you Roman canceled, and then you immediately get put into the actual new state. From the looks of it, I can't remember where the clip is. It looks safe. Like when she goes back into the mode, she looks like she's safe. I'm not sure if it is in the end of here or if it's in... It might have been in the actual presentation they did. But it looks safe. It's much more of a Nago mask on than what it used to be. It used to be, chat room, you get instant killed. If you ran out of gauge as A.B.A, the delay between when you do the start of the animation and when you fucking get back to do anything is enough time. It's enough time for you to be able to instant kill her. Like, you would just die. If your opponent had a second to go into instant kill, you would die. Not her, because that's her being ridiculously fast. She is stupidly fast, by the way. From what the experiments have shown with the people on the ground, she is as fast as Chip at max speed. However, she has 0 ramp up. Meaning that when she is in her install state, she is technically the fastest character in the game. She is exactly as fast as Chip, but she goes from 0 to full speed instantly. Chip has a small amount of ramp up. So technically she's the fastest character in the game. But it's like a technically. They did change quite a few other things. It used to be that her grab move was a command grab and not a dedicated strike grab. The way that it used to work, first couple of frames would be a command grab. Anything after that would be a hit grab. So what you used to be able to do is you used to be able to actually use it in an OTG situation. Because obviously hit grabs will OTG, command grabs won't. But you could also use it in strings to get a command grab. Now, it's no longer going to do that from the looks of it. Now it is you have to actually hit them with the grab. What's an OTG? On the ground. Basically, when somebody gets knocked down in basically every Guilty Gear game, you have a couple of frames before they start to get back up where you're able to hit them again. It used to be you were able to OTG it and get directly into your mode. If you'll be able to do that now, I would be surprised. But I also don't think we've been in a situation in this game at all where any character has had to hit grab an OTG opponent, so it'd be interesting to see. I would say that this is one of the most faithful plus R adaptations, but it is still very different. For example, this, I'm pretty sure this is just her, yeah, this is just her chain. This move is my fucking nightmare in plus R. This is essentially, for the Strive players, imagine, oh, we don't even need to. You know Milia's dash? The one where she, like, crosses through you? It's that. It's that. It doesn't have crossover properties, but she is entirely overhead invincible throughout the dash. Meaning that round start situation, she's able to get through. What she used to be able to do in plus R, and I'm not sure she'll be able to do this now, is she used to be able to, at a round start situation, go for a mid, command grab, boom. Her game plan starts like that. This is in her, like, normal state, this is her biggest fuck you. It is a committal approach option. However, it is probably still a pretty fucking good approach option. Considering how slow she is, this is still one of her best approach options. Especially if you're, like, you know, you're throwing out mids to keep her away. Combine that with this. This is where it starts to become deadly. This, I think, is going to be really powerful when A.B.As start to get into people's heads. Because the one before was a high and mid crush. This is a low crush move, chat. And it is a long, low crush move. So if you're like, okay, A.B.A's trying to approach me right now. I don't want that, because if A.B.A's far away from me, that's so much better for me. That is a million times better for me. The moment she's in my face, I'm fucked. So I have to keep her away. I have the option of using a mid or a low, and then A.B.A is able to counter both of those. So if you do what this Soul does here, and you try to beat it with a low, boom, counter hit situation, she is in her win condition. Off of a read on a low, and I think that's going to be a really good part of the character. I think that is going to be ridiculously good. The thing that I really want to know is, does this auto shimmy? A.B.A obviously goes in the air. I want to know if this beats throws. If it does, it's really fucking good. If it doesn't, it's alright. It's so. This is her nerfed Wrecker. It only has one follow-up, and the follow-ups are low. She used to have a bunch of different follow-ups from her Wrecker, apparently. I don't mind that too much. I'm okay with Wreckers being, like, a little bit less silly. This is the thing that everyone's freaking out about, but I have a couple of questions about it. As a parry expert, I want to know. Obviously, you parry something, and you get bombed. I want to know, in this state, is there anything that we can do? Can we throw her, or is she 100% fully invincible? If she's 100% fully invincible, that's pretty good, but if you're using a low committal normal, all they have to do is do a meaty right afterwards. It is fully invincible, even to throws. Everything after it, that's the case. You're gonna have to be careful when you use this, even still. It does say invincible after the end of the motion, so I imagine that that's what they mean. But it is also the kind of thing of, if you use a low committal move, is it really that good? Because, like, you're fully invincible, but you have this massive end lad after this, whereas, like, if Soul did nothing here, I think it would still be Soul's turn, you know? Because that's not a punish. That's a neutral situation. So it would be interesting. This is bullshit, but it's supposed to be bullshit. I had Vietnam flashbacks the moment that I saw this move, but that's because this is A.B.A's big fuck you move. This has always been broken. It is a fully invincible, not frame one, reversal. So if you're high enough, it causes a floor bounce, meaning you can get more combos, because obviously you're in the fucking funny mode, and it also guard crushes, because fuck you. So it is very good. Her super's pretty generic, good reversal super, good cash out super damage. This one I like for the simple fact of it is anti-projectile. So it sort of seems like A.B.A's going to struggle a little bit against a lot longer range characters. I think the Axel matchup, for example, would be a bit shit. The Oscar matchup looks like it's going to be terrible. However, using this, she's able to at least gain a foothold, especially if it goes like this. Because imagine Axel's out here and he throws Chain Sickle, and we're at like a full screen situation. It's probably going to trade because it's not fully invincible. But A.B.A at least gets a foothold and is able to start getting in. And the best thing would be here, if she's parried a couple of them, she can use this, go into her funny jealousy mode, and just absolutely blitz towards the character and completely change the matchup. I think that this is going to be very, very, very good in the right situations. Some matchups, you're not going to use this. If you're fighting like a Giovanna, maybe you'll use the enhanced version in order to get a bit more pressure if you really don't want to Roman cancel for whatever reason. But apart from that, it feels much more like just a way to deal with projectiles for 50 Mino. And I like that. All in all, she looks really cool. She looks quite fun, actually, which I did not expect to say about A.B.A. She looks kind of funky, which I'm glad, because A.B.A. is a funky character. She always has been, and hopefully she always will be in the later Guilty Gears to come. Yeah. I'm liking A.B.A. I enjoy A.B.A. I am a slight A.B.A. enjoyer.